What up, YouTube? It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs Arcade Loft, MichaelB The Game Genie, and Restalgia. Put your phones on mute. It's time for the Super Game Room dudes. Let's get it started.
Carl, if their phones are on mute, they might not be able to hear us if they're watching from their phones.
Oh, we can't hear them.
It's an important distinction, yeah. Didn't think that one through.
Technology right. You need to get your technology right. Mute so we don't hear them, brother.
That was code word for muting his sounds in his background. So he was just reminding himself.
Gotcha.
Oh, goodness. Hey, guys, welcome to another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes, the Friday Funhouse, your favorite arcade and gaming podcast show. With me, as always, this is PDubs, of course. I got my co-hosts, MichaelB The Game Genie and Detroit Love. We do have a couple of guest stars here as well. We got Kongs R Us and 19K Fox. Now, some of you might be wondering, where is that furry for real boy Restalgia hiding? It's been a couple of weeks since we saw him. Well, guys, he's in the process of moving, got some family stuff going on. So he's super, super busy getting things set up in his new house and things like that. So we are expecting the return of Restalgia next week. Next week, Restalgia will be back, guys.
I swore you said this was auditions, though. I mean, like, do I not have enough hair to be a good replacement?
Neither one of us have enough hair. It's not possible.
Everyone, do me a favor in the live chat. Say hello to 19K Fox and Kongs R Us. These are two of our favorite YouTubers on the channel. I know you guys love them as well. MichaelB The Game Genie is furiously typing on his keyboard. What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Mike? Are you yelling at somebody? Are you telling the wife
I don't know how to type any way other, so I'm just gonna mute myself really quickly. You get on with the show and I'll be back.
Don't type angry.
On mute, baby.
Do you envision Mike typing like this?
Yeah.
Just giving that keyboard hell.
Yeah. All right. So whatchamacallit? Hey, if you guys are coming over from the Retro Buzz, I noticed during the Retro Buzz, because I do like that show, and I like those guys, Glenn and Cool Toy and the Tech Buzz. Been consider myself friends with them the last couple of years, but I noticed Cool Toy made a comment during the show tonight where he said, you know, these guys who predicted NFL Blitz wrong never printed any retractions. That kind of shows you where their hearts are at. Well, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but because my NFL Blitz prediction was wrong, I did put a community post up on my channel, told everyone, my bad, sorry. It was a wishful dream, and we'll keep on living the dream that one day we'll see NFL Blitz. MichaelB The Game Genie put up the same community post on his channel, as well as during his live stream the Monday following. You apologize to all your viewers for having the wrong guess. So I don't know what more we need to do to satisfy that itch, but if you still have an itch about it, just keep on scratching, because everything's all right in our world, man. We've already moved on with our lives.
I think it's best if we come clean.
Let me get this right.
It's time.
About the Illuminati.
You have to apologize for.
It has to happen.
Hello, can I do a
Illuminati?
MichaelB hand raise? Are you saying that you have to do an apology video for making the wrong prediction?
Apparently, we've made.
You didn't say you work for the company and this is what's coming out, did you? I mean, what are you guys saying here?
But I'm in a position where I'm the head of the Illuminati, where I have inside knowledge of people.
Get it right. Head show.
That's right, head show. So. I thought you had to keep up appearances and you had to be wrong as to throw us all off the scent. So
yeah.
Well, I said it was going to be a pro golden tee, and God dagnabbit, it's still going to be that.
Yeah. Look, guys,
it's still going to happen.
Guys, I've been podcasting for a year and a half, and over the last year and a half on many podcast shows, there have been many content creators who make predictions, best guesses, read the signs, read the braille, read the runes, and sometimes we're wrong because we don't work for these companies. And if I had to go back and apologize for every prediction I've ever made, well, geez, man, that'd be like an hour and a half long video, MichaelB, of every prediction I ever made that went wrong. So I don't feel that's necessary. But guys, let's move on. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to kick off the show real quick. We got a quick segment here about console chatter. MichaelB The Game Genie, a certain store has gone out of business, and Mike wants to tell us all about it. Hang tight, folks. Cue the transition. Okay, Mike, what happened this week? What got shut down or is getting shut down?
The Wii U eShop is being announced. It's going to be shut down as of March 2023. And pandemonium is running wild. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Why do you think it would be pandemonium? Do people even play their Wii U's anymore? Do you guys have a Wii U? Do you play it? Let us know in the live chat. What about you guys here? Let me know.
I think there's people on the internet that are just waiting for some kind of calling or cause. They need something to be upset about. That's my honest guess.
Oh, they're just looking for something to be upset about. Now, Go ahead.
No, I'll let somebody else go ahead. I've talked too much already.
No, you have not. Kong, what about you? Do you have a Wii U? Did you ever play the Wii U?
I don't have a Wii U, but I did have a Wii for a long time, and it was just one of those like half-step consoles that I never really believed in. So this isn't a huge, big news deal breaker for me. I mean, I went from Wii to Switch. It's always like with Nintendo, it's not a big enough leap on their like next-gen console. It's like every 2 consoles is worth getting for me. So that's kind of how I felt about the Wii U. So no impacts for me. But I'm sure I'd go to Michael B, our console expert here, to have more feelings about this.
Yeah, what about you, 19K Fox? Is that a Wii U in your hands right there?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I was still downloading titles from my PlayStation Vita. This console was discontinued in 2019, but they're still open. They're eShops. Of course, the downside is there's nothing to download. So that's definitely a plus or a minus. I'm not sure how whatever you look at it. I think that it's kind of telling how we mark the end of a console's life, not by when the console was discontinued, but when they shut down their eShop. So I understand why people are frustrated and upset. I've got a row of PS Vitas that I can no longer download stuff, or PSPs that I can no longer download stuff to. So I feel you, but life goes on, I guess.
Life goes on. Mike, you want to read this super chat for everybody?
Yeah, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. Hey, dudes, Kong, Fox. You guys all together are like my all-star team, always inspiring me and many of us. Thank you for all the amazing content, guys.
Oh, that's really sweet of him. Thanks so much, and thanks for the huge donation. I see a lot of comments in the live chat where a lot of people, some are saying they still play their Wii U, some are saying they have the Wii, but not the Wii U. I'll be honest, my household, we had the Wii. We never had a Wii U here. We skipped it. We skipped it.
It was really bad branding. Kong said it best. It seemed like a half step, and the marketing was all wrong because it was a completely new console, completely new concept, and really the precursor to what the Switch is. However, just calling it a Wii U was confusing to a lot of people, and they didn't feel that it was a new console. They felt that it was more like an add-on or accessory, and people just weren't here for it. Nintendo does a really good job of creating something really unique and interesting. Something else I want to talk about at some point is the fact that they said they're going to keep making the Switch, not until they come out with a 4K model or a graphical upgrade or when technology is passing by. When they come out with a new interesting gaming convention to do. They have no interest in coming out with an upgraded Switch. They want to come out with the next new, I forget what the exact term was. It was something like the next new experience. That's what it was.
Yes.
So Nintendo does really good because Wii was that. That was the next new gaming experience where we got the waggle controls and everybody loved it. And then they missed on the Wii U. And then the Switch is something. So if I'm a betting man looking at Nintendo's risque attitudes and the stuff they try to do, I got a feeling that after the Switch, that might be another Wii U.
Virtual Boy 2.0.
Exactly.
Finally.
Still in red only.
Yeah.
later.
Now, to clarify this a little bit more, why people are so upset. So say, for example, Kong's Arrest has a Wii U, and he has a bunch of downloadable games on it. Something happens, and he needs to reinstall those games. If the shop is dead, he can't reinstall them. So even though he purchased them, and he paid for the license, he no longer has access to those games once the store goes down. That's why a lot of people are upset. And people are also upset because there's licenses that are only available on the Wii U eShop that'll no longer basically be in existence once this eShop closes down. So that's why people all have their panties up in a bunch right now.
Good, Mike. Good. I appreciate the feedback, making sure we're getting as many comments on the live chat as we possibly can. Always appreciate your guys' support and interaction during the podcast shows. So, yeah, guys, when is this actually shutting down? I'm seeing an article here saying March of next year.
Yeah, March 2023. Yep.
All right, guys. So you have 13 months to make all your purchases.
That's a long time. I thought it was like already happening. 13 months? That's enough time for everybody to like move on to the next console.
That's
people are so upset. They're just like Nintendo.
It's not enough time. I need more time.
It's not like a 2-week notice. It's like I'm gonna leave my job, but then I'm gonna leave 13 months from now. It's like, yeah, plenty of time to be upset later.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's move on. Let's we got a lot to talk about. We got a couple more console things. We got to talk about all of your favorite arcade and gaming companies. But before we do, we got a new segment on our show. We're going to have to fix this transition because the music is terrible. But every week, this music is so bad. Don't worry, Carl.
It's great.
I'll fix it. But guys, we're going to have a new segment every week. It's where Carl Detroit Love is going to give us a quick update on something amazing happening in his life. It's a quick segment we call Detroit Loves Drive-Thru. I think we need something a little more funky with that music intro. But Carl, take it away. Take it away, my friend. This is your segment. What is going on in the world of Detroit Love? What is your drive-through this week?
Well, I'm a new owner of the Big Blue, and it was $5.99 when I purchased it, and then it went down to $4.99. So it's available now on Amazon, GameStop, and Best Buy for $4.99. So I was able to get the difference. But the funny thing is, my wife, she was home when it came, and she texted me. She says, "Did you buy another game?" And I didn't respond. I'm like, obviously, the man is there delivering it if she's asking. So it's a rhetorical question. But I'm excited. This is my first Wi-Fi enabled. NBA Jam I have, but that's my grandson, so I don't consider that mine. But this will be the first time I get to play online with people and have some scores up there on the arcade 1UP. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, Carl, we're happy to hear he's getting a Big Blue. Well, he has the Big Blue. Did you already build it? Did you assemble it?
No, I had to clean up the basement so I can slide it out because it was all kinds of Christmas boxes everywhere. So I got the basement cleaned up. So maybe this weekend I'll get a video started on it.
Now, are you going to play under your YouTube handle, Detroit Love, where people can see you in the lobbies? Or are you going to come under like some mystery handle like PDubs #1 fan?
I might have two of them. When I want to be anonymous and play Kong, I'll come in. If I'm playing you and Michael B, I'll come in as myself.
Why don't we put it to the chat and say what nickname should D Love be on Big Blue? And you have to be at least that for a day.
The Arby Killer.
And if people know, people would know.
I just think he should make his name Quarter Pound Double Stack. We'll all know who it is. You know what I mean? It's Quarter Pound Double Stack. It's got to be Carl.
These are good ones. Thump Love, No Detroit Love, D-Lo. So, you got the Curly Fries.
Curly Fries.
Curly Fries. Big D and his little love. There you go from the cooler. Put your quarters on the glass. All right, Carl, we're very excited for you, my friend, that D Love's drive-through this week. A Arcade 1UP Street Fighter 2 Big Blue cabinet has arrived in Michigan. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be great.
Mr. Encoder says you should just be Restalgia. And then play because he's so worried about his gameplay and getting good. So now you can play as somebody else and ruin Restalgia's reputation.
And get good.
Now, although 19K Fox does not pull as many female viewers as PDubs, Nikki Z does support the Super Game Room dudes. And it's always nice to see this lovely lady's post in our live chat. And take a look, guys. Somebody loves her right. She got a Class of 81 cabinet for Valentine's Day. That's pretty awesome, man. That's
Congratulations, Zohar.
Nice.
Congratulations, brother.
Nikki's not so hard. Nikki's awesome.
Nikki's real, man.
And
her husband, Chris. She's awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they're 19K Fox. I got to tell you, man, What are you trying to increase that female to male subscriber ratio lately?
Sometimes it just happens.
You're so proud of that, Doug. Like, did people know what we're talking about from the statistical analysis you did?
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about this. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
Okay.
You weren't actually here, Fox, but we
I
told the story about how you and I were talking on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, Fox, everyone calls you the panty dropper. Go to your YouTube analytics and tell us what's your percentage of subscribers that are female according to YouTube, and your percentage was what?
Like 1.9, yeah,
1.9%, and PDubs was rocking like a 38% female subscriber ratio.
I just need more subscribers. Ladies, it's time to subscribe.
What was it again? Do you guys remember what it was? I forget. Was it 9% or no? 10? No, 6%. It was something. It was Mike. Go ahead, please.
So can I make a comment here? So 19K Fox is obviously a specimen, and we know Akuma Riv. Whenever
a specimen of what we don't know.
Akuma Riv, whenever he comes on screen, he makes his wife go get in the closet. So I'm assuming what's happening here is that he would have tons of women watching their views, but their husbands come out and be like, "Get that off your screen! Get in the closet!"
I like where
but
I like
you PDubs, you're not a threat to them, so they just let their wives watch.
I don't know about that because I have evidence to the contrary. So, for instance, guys, if there's one thing that B Kong does is he does all these, there's a little bit of a thirst trap going on your channel, wouldn't you?
Oh, I know how to use that clickbait.
You know what clickbait I'm talking about,
man.
And tell me, guys, that this isn't 19K Fox's biggest thirst trap so far. I mean, look at this thumbnail. Real glass. I'm surprised you didn't underline ass with an arrow pointed to you. Seriously, man.
I was debating titles.
Are you sharing it?
Tap that glass. A great piece of glass. I don't.
This is 19K Fox's attempt. Oh wow, look at this, man! Like, and what's going on with the face? Was the underwear too tight? Is that what's going on?
It's always too tight. It's always constrictive. But that's how you make it work, guys.
You got to stop wearing the tighty whities. That's the problem, man. You gotta get away from the tighty whities. If I were
we'll
you,
discuss my underwear some other time.
I would recommend, guys, if now 19K Fox, I did this for you, and this is why I'm beating you in female subscribership. That's because PDubs is rocking the boxer briefs. I'm rocking.
I can't compete. I don't. Yeah. I don't even.
I don't take my shirt off too often for this podcast show.
Hey, where's Michael B?
As someone who's seen PDubs right after he got out of the shower, I can confirm this is what he looks like.
Oh my god.
But you know what? Just boxer briefs are the key to getting that subscriber ratio up there. 19K Fox. Do you think that'll be possible?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have to consult my physician and see what that's going to do with my junk. I don't know. Write that down.
Mr. Steal Your Girl. There you go. All right, guys. Let's move on with the show. We got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. Hold on. Wait. I hit the wrong button. Guys, don't say that scary. Be nice. Don't be nice to 19K Fox. All right, guys.
I am.
No, he's just scary how it made him feel.
Did it make you feel funny, like when you used to climb the rope in gym class?
That's right. Not that way. No, it made me feel things, not those things, other things.
All right, guys. Let's see what's going on in the world of iArcade. So interesting stuff with the iArcade today, guys. They announced a new skin for their arcade cabinet, but what do you notice about this thing, my dudes? This isn't a generation, what do you call it, generation 1.4 iArcade that they announced, with the new shape like Dead Cells. This looks like their normal edition cabinet. And it's going to be Mayhem Brawlers, which is, one of their popular titles on their cabinet. I like the price tag, $599, 128 gigabyte storage, Sanwa controls, Sanwa clone buttons. You're going to get Mayhem Brawler included with your purchase via a download code. And then, of course, the firmware update will be included as well. They just put out a firmware update for the game where you can play as She-Wolf, replay levels, new arcade mode elements. So what's funny is if you've played this game through once already, you can kind of go back and play through a second time. And there's like new elements, dialogues, cutscenes, maybe a new experience. But Michael B., what do you think about the Mayhem Brawler cabinet? Guys, in the live chat, make sure you guys let us know in the live chat what you think about this cabinet as well. Mike, what do you think, man?
So obviously it's beautiful. It's very unique for people that love that comic book art type style. Like you think back to what was the game on Genesis? I know you know. Help me out here. The one where they went between the comic strips.
Comic Zone.
Comic Zone. Yeah, there we go. So it's got that cool art style. I'm sure somebody would love to have this. I think it's a beautiful cabinet, but it's a hard time to release this because the Genie's already out of the lamp with the version 1.4 cabinet coming. So you've already watered down any chances you have to sell a cabinet like this. I still think the original iArcade is awesome. I love this art style. I think it's an awesome cabinet, but it will be a challenge when people know there's a new, more advanced unit that might be more to their taste coming down the line.
Yeah, Detroit Love, what do you think, man? You have an iArcade. Would you want this in your house, the Mayhem Brawler version?
I don't think any of them are good unless you have to put the stickers on yourself, you know. But yeah, I mean, again, it's the same cabinet. I would wish they put some focus in getting that marquee better, and then just keep skinning it. But I understand they're trying to get more appeal to people who hadn't purchased it yet, trying to strike their nerve. So yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about it.
Good. Hey, thanks so much, Glenn's Retro Show. Appreciate that as well. We're just hazing you guys. You'll have to go watch the first 5 minutes of the show. All right. So also, B Kong and 19K Fox. Wait, B, you have an iArcade, right?
I do. I have the Dragon's Lair one.
I've never seen you make a video for it.
I haven't. I know. I felt like I missed the boat on making a review of it at the time, and so I think it's. Here's a good thing about iArcade. I've never modded it, and so a lot of my channel content is how can I improve it or mod it or have a take on it, and I never felt like I had something to add to the review process of it at the time. But I might have some things I might be doing to it soon. So,
Well, B Kong, you know, your secret weapon is to add Mrs. Kongs or us to the video, and you get the views automatically. So
I had a Daphne costume for her lined up and everything. We filmed the first intro for it. I just never got to it, but it might be.
She can definitely
soon.
fit inside it, that's for sure, and she won't break it.
That's true. That's true. I do actually have, just to promote Glenn, who was just on here. He has a new 4-way to 8-way automatic gate restrictor. That once I get it, I'm gonna install that on my iArcade, which I think will be awesome. So that's gonna be my mod video, and probably will get me to do some more iArcade content.
Fox,
is this the one that's going to get you in the iArcade family?
Absolutely not. No, I'm still waiting on that 1.4. I mean, the game I love. I bought the super duper limited run edition of the Streets of Rage 4 and love the hell out of that. This is in the same vein of that game. It's definitely up my alley. This is a title that would make me strongly consider an iArcade. But I mean, Mike's right. The genie is out of the bottle. We know what's coming. Why would I jump on this, which is basically an older style, first gen? If we're using generations, I would definitely wait for that second generation. I would imagine there's going to be a Mayhem Brawlers version of that as well, unless there's some other new marquee title that we just don't know about.
So here's what I find interesting is, they were obviously working on this thing for a long time. As we know, the time it takes for licensing and approvals and all that stuff, from what we've heard and learned from all these companies, it takes a long time. So this is probably something that's been in the works. But here's my question. Do you guys think that when that Dead Cells cabinet comes out, do you think iArcade will continue to sell this original version cabinet at a cheaper price? Or do you guys think that, like, maybe this is the last one? Did they say anything about that, guys, on the live stream? I missed iArcade's live stream today. Let us know.
There's only 100 of these cabinets. Did we clarify that? It's a limited release?
It's only 100, right? So do you think this is like the last batch?
They probably will do that. Like any of them that come out will always just say limited, just so they can satisfy whoever wanted that style, and then just run the stock out from there. I don't think they'll ever have these evergreen at this point.
Yeah. What if they like announce other skins in the original style and keep doing these like 100 unit runs? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I think you got to ask yourself, if you're iArcade, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to add some longevity to that old cabinet style? And if that's the case, sure, keep releasing new artwork. But if you're trying to push people to the next generation to buy your other cab, your newer cab, maybe you wouldn't do that. I don't know. I think that maybe that may be the direction they go. But then they could have two versions: the newer version with the marquee and this version as a cheaper option.
Yeah. Well, here's what I find interesting is, let's say iArcade continues to release this form factor of this cabinet for a cheaper price. If you think about it, and I was thinking about this today, is when you look at AtGames, right? You got the Legends Ultimate Arcade machine, which we know we know the price is going up this year, right? Whenever the next wave comes, it's going to be more expensive. But you also have the Legends Ultimate Mini, which is a smaller cabinet at a cheaper price. And take a look at what Arcade 1-Up is doing, guys. We got these Pro series, these XL series, and then we have the 3/4 scale series, which will be cheaper, more expensive than they were 3 years ago, but still cheaper than the Pro. What if iArcade is going to be doing the same thing? What if they're going to be giving us these Pro Dead Cells and other cabinets for, I'm guessing that Dead Cells, my guess, keep in mind, I'm guessing that's going to be a $900 cabinet. So, and that's just my guess. What if they sell that for $900 but have this available for $600, $300 less? That way they can access more people. Mike, what do you think about this? Do you think all the companies are going to be doing Pro, big and small? Am I on the right track?
So this is the big and tall iArcade.
Yes. This is what I think is happening. I think
It's a capital iArcade.
I think all the companies are going to have
like
your
it.
big unit and your small unit. Legends Ultimate, Legends Ultimate Mini, Pro, non-Pro. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's possible. I think it's a good way to do it. I've said 100 times, I think what iArcade needs to do is come out with an even smaller, more portable model to keep, spreading out that user base, getting more people buying games for the system. But going with a Pro model is good too. I mean, you've got a dedicated fan base. You've got people that have very specific wants for iArcade, and this new model meets that. I wouldn't call it a 1.4. I would possibly rebrand it exactly that, as this is the iArcade Premium Edition or something along those lines.
Yep. Well, speaking of games, they did announce, or they did actually get released in their store today. They did release 3 new games. We got Rim Rockin' Basketball, a Strata game licensed by Bash Studios. I went into the iArcade. There's a Facebook group. I think it's called the iArcade Retro Arcade Fans. It's like the group of fans who want to play retro games on the iArcade. They don't want to play the modern stuff. They want to play the retro stuff, right? So I went in that group and I asked them, I'm like, guys, I have never played Rim Rocket Basketball. Like, is this game any good? Like, I have this on like Pi and CoinOps images, and I've always skipped past it. Like, is this game any good? And people were saying, yeah, man, it's like NBA. What was it? NBA Live 95 or something like that. They were telling me, like, they seem pretty excited about
Jam
it, right?
the cash box. Who's ever said jam the cash box?
Yeah.
I have said it, maybe not in a basketball situation.
I was going to say
Oh, it's from that song. She don't like it.
Yeah.
Jam the
cash box.
Jam the cash box.
And then capitalizing on that Strata relationship with Bash Studios, they're getting Hot Shots Tennis, so another tennis game. This is another game I think I've skipped. I've never played. Looks, I mean, they're okay, right? They're not the world's greatest games. And then there's some weird game called Battle Rockets, which is like some PlayStation Vita game and stuff like that. So it's cool that 3 more games got released today, but iArcade, we need some bangers, baby. Am I wrong, guys? They need some bangers. Like, we need bangers, like the games that make you go, ooh. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong? Let me know. Fox, that's what'll get you to buy.
Give me something. Right? Give me something I can sink my teeth into.
Alien versus Predator.
Listen, get one buy right here. I'll buy your old ass style cabinet if it's got AVP on it. I am your man.
I don't think it even has to be AAA games, even like a regular A game or a B game or just something that people recognize to a point. I don't know what grade levels things are, but yeah, they're not going to hit it out of the park. Something.
Like Mayhem Brawler is a great example of that. That's not necessarily a AAA arcade title, but it was something that got people excited. It was something new, something fun. Right. There's a new game that was announced just a couple days ago called Final Vendetta, which is like a really cool take from Numbskull Games. It looks so much like Streets of Rage, takes cues from like all the great 90s beat 'em up games. Something like that would be money.
I think there's an incredible market out there for this sort of making new games in the old style, right? Whatever terminology that is.
Modern retro.
And you do that you have so much freedom, creative freedom. You're not bound to a license, and you have to work within that framework. You can kind of go crazy, but in that style, and I think people will gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
Still waiting
I'm
for
seeing-
that Space Invaders remake, right? Is there news on that?
That's
Or
right.
did I
That
miss,
never happened, did it?
did I miss the boat on that?
TikTok, Mr. Wick.
All right, guys. So I'm seeing a lot of great game recommendations in the live chat. Thanks so much, guys. Keep those coming. Hopefully, iArcade will watch this show and see your guys' requests. I mean, keep in mind, there's 300 games available on this system. There are some good games, right? And if people tell you there's not a single good game to play, in the words of Restalgia, you're wrong. Ain't that right, Michael B? But then again, if they really want to, have like the most phenomenal sophomore year, because this is their sophomore year, right? They were freshmen last year. If they want to have an amazing sophomore year, they just need a couple of bangers. Like, just spend the money, get them on there. Just those big, mind-blowing titles. And then you can continue to add stuff like Rim Rock and Basketball and all these other kinds of stuff for everyone else. You know what I mean? All right, cool. But that's what's going on in the world of iArcade. Now, before we proceed, because we still got to talk about some AtGames and Arcade 1-Up stuff, guys, we have a couple of confessions that need to happen tonight. And MichaelB The Game Genie, here's looking at you, kid. MichaelB is in trouble, or is he not in trouble, guys? We're going to have to pull some stuff up here on the screen for you. So, Mike, I want to start with what are you known as? What is the title that we kind of anointed you on the Super Game Room, dudes?
The 3/4 scale diva.
The 3/4 scale diva. So, and that's because you've told us all the time, you only buy 3/4 scale arcade cabinets, right?
That's right. Yeah. Just really quickly, there's a super chat from Rev. I think he's got to go. So,
all right. Thanks so much, Rev, for the $5 donation. Good stream, guys. Going to get the grill warmed up. He's giving away a Marvel versus Capcom cab next week.
He is.
For someone who participates and put your quarters on the glass. Kongs are us because you work closely with Rev. Anything you want to pimp out about that broadcast coming up?
He just hit 1K subscribers, so congratulations. Put your quarters in the glass. I mean, he just went back to his solo channel in October and is already at 1K subs. So super fast growth, really doing a lot for the retro fighting community. There's a Puzzle Fighter 2 tournament. If you, Carl, if you want to jump into that on Big Blue, you can join Puzzle Fighter and join the ranks and play. But next week he's doing a Marvel vs. Capcom tournament using a tier system. So you have to pick certain characters equal a certain amount of points. And if you participate, you get into the raffle to join or to win a prize. And he's saying, even if you have the cabinet, he's giving it to you and you can give it to a friend so he can play with it. So however, whatever you want to do. But there is a secret Minnesota dealer who was selling tons of stuff off of a pickup truck, and Rev lives really close to it, so he bought a ton of stuff from that place. You know the post I'm talking about, but there was a warehouse recently.
Secret Minnesota dealer. That sounds interesting. And he's dealing Arcade 1-Up cabinets.
Something like return.
What's the World Cup to? What's the World Cup to?
The first
There's a
one.
Ridge Racer in that pile too. I was like, wow.
There was, yeah.
You can't even get good, narcotics out of a trunk anymore. Now, when you go meet a guy in that creepy parking lot, he's going to pop open the trunk and there's going to be a Frogger cabinet in the back seat. You know what I mean? You're like, I came here for the good stuff. All right. But let's get back to Game Genie Confession. So MichaelB is no longer the 3/4 scale diva. Mike, tell people what happened with this.
So there was a big sale on here in Canada through our the shopping channel, and I never shop on like the Home Shopping Network or any of that foolishness. But a couple of people posted on our Canadian Arcade 1-Up Facebook account about a big sale on the Miss Pac-Man countercade. You could also get Pac-Man 2. It was your choice. This model comes with 5 games: Galaga, Galaxian, Miss Pac-Man. Can't remember what else is on it. And I always wanted to get one of these for me and my daughter. I talked about it when I got my Miss Pac-Man quarter arcade. I said, this will be perfect. But realistically, the quarter arcade's a little hard for her to use. So $129, I finally dove in and bought my first countercade. So I'm no longer the 3/4 scale diva because I have a countercade. And I bought that on Valentine's Day, so my wife was super happy.
Spoiler alert: she wasn't.
Now, 19K Fox, you have a lot of these countercades. What can you tell Mike about them? Are they worth it? What kind of mods can you do to
Oh,
them?
welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Tell 'em all about
just it's a wonderful, wonderful world of miniature arcade gaming. I don't know, they're fun to mod because the investment is so low, but your daughter's gonna love it. But you need to get a 2-player. You have to get a 2-player. We
Can't buy
need
them in Canada.
No, we need to make that happen as a community.
Yeah.
We need to make that happen.
You really like the 2-player countercades?
I do. They're fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I love
Like,
my
genuinely?
Marvel 2-player countercade. I gave that thing a good review. I think
I have
that
all
was
four,
great.
But like, have you really played with another person on it, like 2 players? Like,
Once.
In spirit. In spirit.
Once.
then what's the difference between having
like-
a 1-player?
You don't have any imaginary friends, B? What kind of arcade
Oh, I have
YouTuber are
plenty,
you?
but I wouldn't
Jesus.
even ask my imaginary friend to play on a 2-player.
I think so. So 2
countercade.
players definitely better with a 3/4 scale cab for sure. I mean, that's with. But what's great about the 2-player countercade is you can make a custom control panel, and you have tons of room yourself. You know, to play, which may or may not be showing up on my channel.
There you
Possibly.
go.
Got it.
But guys, the confessions don't end there. We're going to get a live confession tonight. So Michael B teased the Arcade 1Up community on his Twitter, on his Facebook, all that kinds of stuff, as well as he was sending this to us. He took this picture,
Oh.
but he did not tell us whether or not he bought Killer Instinct. Now, I remember Michael B did a stream recently. He's like, guys, I'm not buying all these cabinets this year.
I believe his words were, "This is not my jam."
But he took this photo, right? He took this photo, Arcade 1Up Killer Instinct. Guys, I'm going to put it in the live chat. Let's take a poll. Do you guys think Michael B broke and bought this game out of FOMO? Or do you guys think that Michael B held firm to his promise that he would not buy every single Arcade 1Up that gets released this year? The poll is live in the chat. Let's get those in. Mike, you want to start telling us the story of how you felt when you saw this cabinet in person?
Tempted. I always get this weird feeling where here in Canada, it's always been so weird to see them in the store. You never see them in the store, that when it's there and I could just have it immediately, I don't have that order and then wait like 2 to 3 weeks for it to show up. So there's always that excitement. And I say Killer Instinct was one of the games, and Kong, you remember this, we talked about it. I have more of a familiarity with Killer Instinct from playing Super Nintendo than I do playing it in the arcade. So it was one of the reasons why I was kind of leaning off it, but everybody said it was so good and it was right there in the store. And I went there maybe looking for it because my friend told me his Terminator 2 cabinet came in, and I said, oh, I should go to the Brick to see if they have any other cabinets in. And sure enough, Killer Instinct was there. So,
all right, guys, we're going to leave the poll open for just another few seconds. Keep the votes coming in. We're going to find out live because Mike hasn't confessed to any of us yet whether or not this cabinet is hiding behind him. Guys, I'll be honest, I voted yes. I think you broke because you can't help yourself. You want to own every single Arcade 1Up cabinet. 19K Fox, do you think he broke?
I was just going to comment. It's weird how the poll is actually at 102% yes. I can't believe, how did he go above 100? Of course he did. Of course he did. He's probably sitting on the box right now.
He's sitting on the box for the live stream.
Exactly.
What about you, B-Cog? Do you think he broke?
I've seen those pictures, and anytime somebody's post a picture that says, should I get it? At some point it ends up in the car, like later on. You're just looking for validation for a reason to get it, whether people say yes or no. So if you posted the picture, it means it already happened.
You know that look on his face right now that my dad would tell me, what you got that shit-eating grin on your face for right now? What is that all about? Carl, did he break? What are your thoughts, man?
Laura has put down her foot and said, Michael B, if you buy another damn cabinet, you're going out the door. The only man's gonna be here is the baby boy is coming. So I don't think he bought it. I don't think he was foolish enough this time. I know he's been foolish in the past, but this time with the new baby coming, he already bought that T2, did all this stuff. I'd say, and now he got this countercade as well. He did not go out and spend money on that. How'd you say it, the Killer Fox? What 19K Fox? What did he say?
He said it's not his jam.
Right. So he's not going to put down. He's not going to put down the money on something that's not his jam. That's clear. So
You
I don't
know
even
this
have
guy.
to. I don't even have to wait for the
You know
poll.
this guy.
I don't even have to wait for Michael B. The same thing. This is a done deal. Lars finally won.
Look at MG. It was buy the KI, get the AtGames for free. There you go. All right, Michael B. The world wants to know. The live poll is over. 75% of voters said you broke and bought this cabinet. 25% said no, you didn't. You resisted your arcade 1-up addiction. Michael B., I'm on the edge of my seat, bro. I think it's behind you right now. Tell us what happened. Oh!
I'm an oak. I did not buy it.
Oh, let's give him a round of applause, man. You deserve that, bro.
It's always so exciting when you see it there because it's not the US. We don't have these in store very often, but it's becoming a little bit more normal recently. And yeah, I was really excited. And if I had all the money in the world and all the space in the world, yeah, it would be in my house right now. But I've got a full arcade right now. I like what I got, so I'm pretty content right now. And plus, with Killer Instinct, you've always got that in the back of your head. They're coming out with a Pro later on, so.
I was about to ask that.
He's like, I'm just gonna.
He's no longer the 3/4 scale diva. So.
No longer the diva.
You know what? Rainwater brings up a good point here. He didn't buy it. Maybe he put it on layaway.
I can't believe anything Rainwater says anyways. He's part of that iArcade Illuminati anyways.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of which, we got $2 super chat from Hobby Hands. He said, no, B is not streaming from the doghouse. He voted no. He had your back. Mike, I'm super, super proud of you guys. But we don't want to digress any further. We got to move on. Got some interesting AtGames stuff to talk about. All right, my dude. So AtGames released a pinball table pack update just today. If you guys turn on your AtGames Legends pinball machines, you'll notice that there are these pinball pack updates for your Taito and Zaccaria games. Now, the main fixes, I did confirm with AtGames that they did fix cabinet volume issues. They also got rid of those Zaccaria table ball kickback issues that were happening, as well as there was a missing ball in Sinistar Deluxe. That issue has been corrected as well. So happy to see that stuff has been fixed. Mike, you got your hand up?
Oh, I was just saying goodbye to Mystery Encoder. See you,
Restalgia. Bye, Restalgia.
See you later, Restalgia. I know you're working on those mods. That's why you can't be on the show tonight. We greatly appreciate it. So happy to hear, guys. Just so you guys know, I did brave the bullet. I braved the bullet. I took the silver bullet. I went ahead and I did the table pack updates myself, and I can confirm that at least these particular fixes were in there. So I did notice that my cabinet volume issues sounded really good on all of the pinball pack games, as well as ball wasn't getting stuck and the missing ball and stuff like that. But the one thing I didn't test was OTG mode. Because my PC is out there, my gaming PC, I have to lug it in here and plug it into here. Did anyone try OTG mode? Did they fix any of the other like haptics and other things that were going on there? Let us know in the live chat, guys. Mike, did you turn on OTG mode on your pinball? I know you really excited you got that up and running, like VPX and all that.
Not today. I had it up and running yesterday. I actually shot a bunch of footage last night, and everything was running pretty smooth last night, but I haven't tried today.
Okay. Well, let us know. Let us know when you know, because I would very much like to know if they fixed those issues as well. But those were the only issues that they confirmed were fixed. And Mike, you said you wanted to talk about the Legends Core Max. What do you think about the Legends Core Max?
No, I said we should talk about it because someone did a review on it. I haven't watched his review.
Can I talk about pinball for a second?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, so I haven't turned on my Legends pinball in a while since the Taito Volume 3 packs that came out, because that's when the last time I was turning it on. So I haven't played OTG, and I know there's a lot of fixes, but for some reason my Vibs board has been going really wonky and crazy. For folks that have done like the deluxe back box, the buy stuff store one with 3 monitors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So normally if you turn it on and you hit Vibs, you should have 3 monitors that registers on your PC. But for some reason now, when I flip my Vibs switch, it's like either one or the other. Like my other monitor like flips off, and then that one stays. So it's this weird thing now where it's like I don't know if it was an update or if it was something else that happened in between. But this is kind of like, I guess my gripe is that you don't know sometimes what breaks, and it's not consistent because everybody's
Everyone.
modding their machines slightly differently now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a me issue, if it's a them issue. I just know I have to like open it up and troubleshoot, which is a little bit of a pain. So unfortunately, my pinball is down from the OTG full side
Yeah.
of things with 3 black boxes, but I can play the stock games perfectly fine. So it's a little wonky. So I'm a little bit of a little butting heads with my AtGames Pinball at the moment.
Yep.
I hope that's not an issue that's going to be prominent, because I finally took the glass off. I'm starting to get into the ALP to start getting my OTG together. So I hope that's the issue. If it's an issue, I hope they get that resolved pretty quickly.
Yep. So there's a lot of people saying, hey, there might be PC issue, might be power issue. So it's one of those things where you just have to troubleshoot and hopefully find out what is going on. And hopefully your board isn't going out, right? Because that would be the pain.
Yeah,
thing,
because the screens work independently. So if my PC can work on that screen, but when I switch it to VIBs, it turns off one of the screens. So I do think it might be a PC thing, but I don't understand what would happen. So I just gotta bust it open. It'll be fun. Carl, once you get it all up, and it's amazing when it's all working, but that's the problem. It's keeping it working.
Now, I did put a video out on my solo channel last night telling people, hey, if you want your CoinOps X, if you're experiencing CoinOps X issues, which is different than the pinball, but then again, if you're trying to play CoinOps X on your pinball, might want to roll back your firmware to 5.61. It's completely up to you. A lot of feedback from that video. Keep in mind, guys, when you get these CoinOps X builds, because I'm sure a lot of people didn't make the build themselves. I'm sure they downloaded it from some kind of community depot. There's thousands of games on there. And even though I have CoinOps X and all this stuff, there might be, 30, 40, 50 games that you play consistently, right? Out of thousands of games. So if the games you're playing don't have any issues, which some people reported, well, then you don't need to do anything, right? But there are plenty of games like Centipede and others that are having some serious issues on the later firmwares. And if you roll back your firmwares, those issues go away. So watch that video. Also, talk to people in the CoinOps community, and they'll give you the lowdown on that. But it's definitely something to think about when it comes to this stuff, because we like playing CoinOps, right, Mike? We like those little fun
I don't use CoinOps. I use the games, but I don't do CoinOps.
CoinOps X?
I don't use it.
You just use it at add-on X?
Go into the add-ons, yeah.
Well, yeah, either way. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same game. It'll run either way.
I disagree.
What?
I disagree. I don't need all those flashy extras. I just want to get through the game. Just play it.
Oh my God, you cracked me up, man. You cracked me up. All right.
You learn how to like navigate that home menu to get to the game, though. How many classes did you have to take from the AtGames University to be able
really
to
fast? Just hit my hand this way.
Let's see here. So MCAP says that there's new the community, the guys who make these builds have stuff in beta. They're testing to resolve these issues. Saucy improvements on the way, per Jason. There you guys go. So we'll stay tuned. I mean, guys, we're just here to report the information. We don't create this stuff, so we're counting on you to make it awesome. Thanks so much.
What up, Juicy Time?
Is Juicy Time here? Juicy Time needs his own intro. Did I miss him?
Yeah,
he's here. We love Juicy Time. Juicy Time is awesome. All right, guys. So Mad Little Pixel released a review for the Legends Core Max. I think he's the only one to release a review so far. So,
well, I think he's the only one who's got one.
Yeah.
I know Cool Toy got one too, but I don't think Cool Toy did a review on his. He sent it out.
So for us who have no clue what this is, can you fill us in? What is this?
Legends Core Max is the upgraded puck, like the AtGames Core, that's coming out. And the big change is it's got more enhanced power. It's basically the same board or PC that's in the ALP. So you're going to be able to play your pinball at 1080p. It's the ALP versions of pinball instead of the 720p versions of pinball that you can use with your Legends devices. One cool thing about it is if you are looking to upgrade your ALU 1.0 or I don't know if the 1.0 will work, but I think it will, 1.1. you can actually plug this into your ALU and have this be the new brain for it and play 1080p pinball on your ALU if that's the way you like playing pinball, or your Legends Mini, or whatever the hell else Legends device you use.
Did you guys catch that review, and what are your thoughts about this product after seeing the first review on the interwebs about this product? Let us know in the live chat here, guys. So I thought he brought up a good point. He said, hey, they got this more powerful device, but they didn't add any new games to show off the power of the device.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's kind of what we talked about, like when I did my AtGames year in review video. I said they added a ton of products and ways to play their system, but they didn't add any new games, no new licenses, minus pinball stuff during 2021. So it would have been nice, though, like, hey, we got you this puck, it's more powerful, but we also got you some really cool games to play on it, right? Included with the puck. And I think that that's missing. Am I wrong? Let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you'd want to see what it can do, honestly. And sometimes my issue with these pucks and even the Legends Connect is sometimes I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with this, in addition to, like, is it a replacement for the ones that came with your Gamer Pros and your Gamer Minis, right? Is that what this is used for? Is that the main function that you would get this, is to upgrade your existing puck? Or is this for brand new people to try to plug in your own controller that's brand new to the system, right? I don't know who this is really marketed to, which is like when I look at the price point and at $25 shipping for a puck, it gets me confused on like who's the ideal market for this.
Yeah. What do you think, Fox?
I'm going to get one.
Really?
Yeah, this is my entry point. I've got some things specifically in mind. Yeah. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm not going to go full bore cabinet with AtGames, but I want to jump in.
He's the market, the tinkerer, the one that wants to see what it can do. Is this like a Pi replacement, right? Because it can do Coin Ops X. It can do other stuff too.
You got the small form factor, so the projects are kind of off the scale as far as, you know, what can I fit it in. I've got, like I said, I've got a couple ideas, things I want to do, but yeah, I'm going to get one. This is something that, okay, I can make this, I can take this leap because it's a small leap, and if it just washes out, okay, fine, I'm done. But if not, it can power bigger devices. So I'm game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My mind is blown. I never thought we would hear 19K Fox buy anything that was not an arcade 1-up. This is impressive.
Well,
this is impressive.
Stranger things have happened. So yeah,
you gotta grow.
Yep,
you do.
Jamie Locken, Super Game Room dudes, buying pinball tables from AtGames is like going to the grocery store and having to go to the back of the store to buy the candy bars. That's a goofy analogy. Suppleris says it only supports one screen.
That's a problem. So I mean, this is a device entirely made to basically allow people to play pinball, upgrade to do pinball, but it only has outage for one screen. It's nuts. Mm-hmm. I know why,
that
because
like changer.
It would have, but I mean, they're afraid that would affect their pinball sales, I would assume, or something along those lines. And this was mainly made as an upgrade for, like you said, the Gamer Pro, Gamer Mini, and also for the ALU and the ALU Mini. They upgrade their hardware as well.
Can you put that into the big machine? And
yeah, you just plug it in like you would plug in the Super Gamepad X or whatever, and just run that becomes an external new hard drive, basically.
Got it. Interesting.
You know, we had a question here in the live chat. Someone asked, what is the status of AtGames commercial pinball machines? So the reason why I never talk about it is because we cover home arcades, right? Not commercial products. It's interesting that, you know, AtGames is going to have this commercial pinball machine, but it's not something I'm going to make a lot of videos on or talk about because it doesn't impact you or me. This is like Bob's Pizzeria, you know what I mean? Like Jay's Dry Cleaning, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's who that product is going to impact. But I do have a little bit of an update for you. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So if you guys are curious, it's actually interesting where they're at with this thing. Hang on. Let me want to make sure I share the right thing on the screen.
While he's doing that, Detroit Love, can you share us some stories of your snow clearing experiences from the last couple of days?
I think there'd be less interest in that, but you need to be interested in this because you got that new baby coming, and you don't want no wires on your countercade when you're
That's true.
having the babies play, and you don't want them in your space. You need to say, "Hello." Look like I had snow in my face. But yeah, I definitely recommend putting the battery in that thing for anybody that's got a countercade, because I don't even recall the last time I charged that thing, and I play the thing all the time. That thing just lasts months and months and months off that battery. It's a beautiful thing, and you don't have to worry about having the plug to plug it into. So definitely you should do that with yours. Juicy Time just gave us a
$10 super chat. Great job, dudes. Thanks so much, Juicy Time. Thanks for the donation. We greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, since you guys asked, we'll let you kind of see where things are at with this commercial AtGames pinball machine. Again, I don't make videos about this stuff because it doesn't really impact us. But AVS Companies, who's a commercial distributor of arcade and gaming products, has signed on with AtGames, and they're going to be distributing the Legends pinball machine there. They've already made an announcement on their corporate whatever page, Facebook or Instagram and stuff. And they've already put up marketing flyers that AVS Companies is now going to be selling and distributing this pinball machine. But not only that, guys, AtGames has also signed on with GameRoom Guys. GameRoom Guys is another distributor of home arcades, pinball machines, foosball tables, all this kinds of stuff. But GameRoom Guys has signed with AtGames, and they're going to start distributing the AtGames commercial pinball machine. So, although we kind of say, who cares, because it doesn't really impact us, this is actually, you got to admit, Mike, it's working. They got distributors signed up. They're going to sell it. It's going to happen.
I hope they do sell it. And for small businesses that are interested in bringing in a pinball table, we know how much real pinball tables cost. We've all looked at possibly buying one ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
The entry point at the pro level is what, like $7,000, I think, right? 6,800, 6,900. So if you're looking at bringing in a pinball table for your entertainment center, and you got a choice between a real one at 7,000, and then I don't know how much the AtGames one will be, but if it's down around the $1,000 price point, you're probably thinking, maybe there's something here. So hopefully it's successful, and I hope that success will then transition back to benefiting us gamers, because it's more seed money for AtGames to go out and get new titles and new things to support the Legends ecosystem, which would be the end-up winner goal. That's where I care. I hope they're super successful so we can get more shit for us.
And I would agree. I would agree with Michael. I think the first thing is going to change when they start selling these commercials is that back glass with that big giant Legends pinball. In that space, they are more familiar with what a pinball should look like. So I think it's going to help develop the shape and the design of this for the V2 version. So that's my hope, is that is sped up because of this endeavor into the commercial space.
It's interesting. And apparently retailers are interested in it. They've signed on 2 big ones, AVS and GameRoom Guys, and they're going to start distributing this product to people out there, businesses that are looking for pinball machines to stick in their business. So hey, it is what it is. All right, guys, we gotta move along here because we're running short on time. Michael B, you know what segment's coming up.
Time is a construct. We can do whatever we want. We can just keep going.
Damn right.
Well, if that's the case, here's what's up with Arcade 1-Up. Now, the lid blew off the Game Genie-cade today when this announcement came out. Michael B, what happened? What is this?
Why do I care?
Because
what are you showing me?
You are the king of Arcade 1-Up. This is the Michelob Ultra NBA Jam Limited Special Edition cabinet.
Well, I will tell you what they've got there in the background. Get that shit off the screen. Go back to the last picture. If you look at the actual cabinets they have there, they look different from the cabinets that are actually showed off. It looks like the cabinets that are showed off are just merely a reskinning of the original Wave 3 NBA Jams, but these look completely different, the ones that are on screen here. Is this just a render, or is this what the cabinet's going to actually look like?
Yeah, I pulled this from Michelob, a website that said this was Michelob's render of like a concept of what their
Okay.
space would look like. So this was made by Michelob, not by Arcade One Up.
What are you saying
Ah.
there? Are you saying Michelob? Are you messing with me?
Michelob.
It's
Yeah, sorry,
Michelob.
Michelob. I don't drink Michelob.
B, it's okay. I
Neither
mispronounce
do
things
I.
all the time, and people will put your feet over a fire if you mispronounce something.
Yeah, because that's my
Michelob.
favorite beer, man. I'll be checking it
Yeah.
out. The
But take a look, guys. This is available on the MichelobUltra.com website. Arcade One Up NBA Jam with a fridge. A fridge is inside of there. $700. 19K Fox. Could you build that?
Yeah. I'm on the fence. Does it actually say that the fridge is inside, or are they just like including a fridge with your purchase?
I thought it said the fridge was in there. Or is it?
It just says with
Include.
beer fridge.
It
so
just
it
says
could be on
with
the side.
fridge.
that comes with a fridge.
It
There's
might
gotta
just
be a
come with one. I mean, I didn't see a door on the front. But I think didn't someone already do that? Didn't Cold Toy like make one already? I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been done several times.
Yeah. I don't listen. This is just god awful. I mean, it looks like ass. I mean, I it's a 500th NBA Jam iteration. I didn't understand the Chinatown market. I don't understand the Michelob Ultra tie-in. It's like the Michelob Ultra. That's what your wife drinks. That's like the wine cooler of beers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of strong relationship they have with the NBA is the reason why we're getting this. But I mean, at least I will say this: the Chinatown market, at least that looked good. This looks like a mess.
Well, let's take a look here, guys, though. The weight of this thing is 150 pounds. An Arcade One Up on a riser does not weigh 150 pounds. There's
But
got to
that
be
includes
a
a
fridge.
case of Mick Ultra.
There is a fridge. It says with beer fridge.
Yeah, but that's the point.
With like it could come with it as on the side.
Right. So
No, it would
Yes,
come. It would
yes,
be
yes.
separate. It had to be inside. We all know it's hollow
It doesn't
inside.
say built in.
It says that
Gaming
comes with a
console,
fridge.
The size
With
of a
a
fridge
fridge.
that comes with a fridge. Interesting.
Yeah.
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 So the
it's-
question
it's a fridge
is
inside.
is the fridge here in the kick plate, or is the fridge just a separate fridge?
I think it's
I
something
mean,
separate.
150 pounds? Come
No,
on,
there's no way
gotta
it's
be.
separate.
It
There's no
opens
way.
from the back. No, I'm just kidding.
It's so stupid. It's fun to
You
talk
gotta
about.
have it in the middle of your house so you can get to the back of it also.
But Arcade One Up is bringing you the low carb, 2% alcohol by volume Michelob Ultra
yeah.
NBA Jam cabinet, ladies and gentlemen. So there you guys go.
If it's inside though, it can't be 12 volts. You can't have just a 12-volt power supply plugged into the
Is
wall.
it
You have to have like
separate?
a power strip.
Yeah,
We don't
separate.
even
It
know.
has to separate.
We don't even.
Too
It
cool.
doesn't say it though. This is how it's worded. This is all you get.
That's what I'm saying. Look at it. It just
I
says
want to
it.
point out that Michelob Ultra, if you read it really quick, it looks like MichaelBUltra.com.
True.
Oh. You are the head of the Illuminati.
This cab is so stupid. Like every time I see Arcade One Up do one of these collaborations, it reminds me of Wayne's World, where Gareth is just sitting there and he's like, "It's like people only do things nowadays for money," and that's just
And that's just sad.
How many? What? Hey B, what was the other? It's behind the monitor. B, what was the other? Didn't they do another NBA Jam that was like a weird brand thing?
Chinatown
talk-
Market.
Yeah,
the
Chinatown Market was the one.
Chinatown Market.
That's the one that 19K Fox is talking about in terms of NBA Jam. But I did hear that collaborations. It's almost like the company probably came to Arcade One Up to ask to do this, because if you made a good point, Dubs, in the chat, that Arcade One Up is actually not mentioned anywhere as a collaborator in the article or on the Michelob Ultra's website. They are absent from their branding besides in the picture, just on the bezel itself. So that's quite interesting. So it's almost like they came to the group and said, hey, can we use your product but not really have you brand it? So Michael B wants to say something about that.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
No, I don't want to say anything about it. B's got it covered.
Well, no, I think that's financially it makes a lot of sense. Then, if that's the case, hey, you will provide the platform that we will, you will build the NASCAR that we will brand and put out there. But at least when you have a NASCAR, you've got Chevy branding on it.
Yeah, but
So,
whether you like it or not, whether it looks nice or not, it's going to sell. you give beer and basketball together. There's no doubt that they'll move them, and you'll go over one of your buddy's house and they'll have it, and they'll have a cold beer for you. So stop crying,
Let's
And they won't
be
have to be
clear.
Michelob. They can put Budweiser in there too.
Mhm.
Let's be
No,
clear.
no, no. It will. You can't. It will. The fridge is keyed with a laser, and you can't put a separate brand of beer inside. It will vaporize the beer if you try to put it in there. So no Bud Light here, buddy.
So let's be clear. Anytime they're going to come out with one of these cross-branding announcements, the arcade hardcore, arcade enthusiasts, arcade history people are going to shit on it because it's not authentic. It puts a bad taste in our mouth. We don't like it. But this is not designed at us. This is to bring in new customers, to do new cross-promotion. And I'm sure there's some hillbilly out there that's going to pick this up and say, Michelob. So great for him.
Hillbillies do not drink Michelob.
I don't know. I live in Canada.
It would be moonshine if they.
Yes, or Bush Light.
I'll share
or
something that
Natty
John D
Light or
told me
something.
last week because I was fortunate enough to have lunch with him, and then I spent most of the evening last Friday night with him because I was asking about these collaborations and like how they happen. And a lot of times he was mentioning it's the collaborator that actually approaches Arcade 1Up versus them reaching out to some of these folks. And so they're asking, what custom thing can you do for us to make this unique, for my product or my company or my thing versus them trying to reach out. Like the only ones where they reached out to kind of make it happen were some of the big ones like Supreme, where that's a bigger market. But some of these smaller ones that I don't know if Michelob is smaller, but it was a custom job that was requested versus them reaching out and making it. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but it's kind of writings on the wall without Arcade 1Up branded all over this, because if they were vested in this, they totally would.
So
and 3/5 of this panel here knows how to mod their cabinets and make one of these cabinets with the fridge, and if they just so desire. The average person has no clue on how to do it, don't want to know how to do it. If you had a bar in your basement and wanted to put an arcade game in there, and now you got a fridge in here where I can throw some beers into it, who wouldn't buy that? Come on now. Stop playing.
So
Michael B, stop playing with me. Before you say
what
anything,
B
stop playing with me.
What B was alluding to earlier is I got a buddy that works with a beer company here in Canada, and he reached out to me on behalf of his company to try to make contact with Arcade 1Up because they're looking to do something here in Canada with Arcade 1Up. I mean, it makes perfect sense. You got games like NBA Jam, Golden Tee, and Buck Hunter, which are all synonymous bar games. So it makes sense for beer companies and alcohol companies to reach out to Arcade 1Up to find out if there's some commonality where they could work together to give these away as either prizes, incentives, some kind of cross-branding promotion. I get it. It's just not for us, but it's something that somebody out there will appreciate.
I will say this: when NFL Blitz happens, and we know it's going to happen, be prepared because we will have this issue times 1,000. Imagine beer with NFL. I mean, they're synonymous. So you're going to have all kinds of cross promotional stuff going on. It's going to be crazy.
I forgot to tell you, 19K Fox. I was having a conversation with John D. They are releasing a Alien versus Predator cab, but unfortunately, it's going to be Mike's Hard Lemonade branded.
I'll still have to buy it. Damn it, John D. You know exactly how to get me.
Video Game Vegas gave us a $5 super chat quickie on Arcade 1Up and Terminator 2 ripoffs. Michael B sold me a lemon. Lady Terminator was even worse than the original spinner on Arcade 1Up's Atari 12-in-1. There's a lot going on there, Mike. What is that all about?
I don't know. Lady Terminator was even worse.
Lady Terminator was even worse than the original spinner.
I think he's mad that you did a review that sold him on one, but he got it and it turned out to be a lemon, like something was broken on it.
So it's Lady Terminator?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't. When I do a review, I give you my experience as I see it. I'm not trying to sell anything for a company or anything like that. So I also can't, like, a lot of people are giving me a really hard time because obviously I liked my marquee. I got my marquee and my marquee looks pretty good. I know 19K Fox, yours, you feel is a little washed out. I know PDubs. I don't know what the hell's going on with yours.
I got a paper marquee.
Anyways,
they knew you ordered one, Dubs, and they sent you that one on purpose.
So
I'm gonna frame it once Sabo's marquee arrives. I'm gonna frame
one of a kind,
the world's first Arcade 1Up paper marquee. I'm gonna frame it and hang it on my wall.
So, anyways, now I got people like attacking me saying your marquee is just washed out as everybody else. What are you trying to do? And I was like, I told you, I showed you video. Do you think I doctored the video? I showed my marquee looks good.
I will say this: Video Game Vegas, that's your name. There, I have been contacted also with other individuals that have also had issues, and Mike is right on point. We just tell you about our experience and what we got out of the box. But no, you're not alone. There are other people that also have issues as well, whether it's the guns, parts rattling. So these things do happen. Just reach out to A1Up and make sure that you get it fixed and hold their feet to the fire, and they'll make it right.
Yeah. Why you got to make sense, Fox?
Sorry, you're crazy.
Yeah. So also, my Tron flight stick is finally shipped. So anybody that got a good Tron and your Tron worked and you made a video about it, I'm gonna come bust your house up. I'm gonna break out your windows. I'm gonna slash your tires. How dare you mislead me?
No, John D's in the chat.
Oh, he is
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Making some sense.
Is it the real John D? Because there's a lot of fake John D accounts.
It is the real John D.
What the real John D? Please stand up.
All these companies want to align with retro gaming in this space. We're the only ones that make sense.
Listen, I will agree with that, because when you think about every entertainment in general, whether it's movies or anything else, it's all based on Gen X. We are the ones that are inspiring new content based on old content. So, yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense, actually.
That's
so
why
will be the last time we see these collaborations, is what you're trying to say.
Yep.
Excuse me, guys. That's why I tell people all the time in my content to always watch more than one review, because a reviewer is just giving you their opinion and their experience. You know what I mean? So I always tell people, I had people commenting on my Ridge Racer review, and they're like, PDubs, your review was really good. I'm going to go buy this cabinet. And I commented back to their comment and said, make sure you watch a couple more reviews before you make a purchase. Don't just lean on me. You know what I mean? Like, be smart, watch a bunch of reviews, then make an informed, educated opinion. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Mike. You look like you're about to jump.
No, I don't really have anything to say on that. Like, man, don't. The thing is, watch what you want to watch. Make educated guesses on everybody's experience. Don't rely on one person to tell you what to get. That's what I'll do. At the end of my Terminator video, I told people not to buy it unless you really like Terminator and you really specifically want like a piece of nostalgia in your house.
No, I think I totally agree with Mike. I said at 700, it's not quite a buy for everybody.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a freak like me who just had to have it. So
Video Game Vegas, $5. He says, Michael B, he was just trolling you, not the T2 cab. I was comparing the movie with a bad arcade one-up part.
Was he talking about Terminator 3?
It's so sad we haven't had a really good Terminator since Terminator 2. Like, they've tried, they keep missing. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's true. Also, when it comes to Predator movies, Predator sequels.
Oh my God.
Like, Predator 2. And I'll admit, the one, what was it? Predators with Adrian Brody.
So you have, in my own head canon, I have Predator and Predators, and that's it. Everything else doesn't exist.
Yeah. Predators with Adrian Brody, not too bad. Not too bad. But the Alien vs. Predator, those two movies, plus the one that just came out, The Predator, absolute dog. Beep.
You guys don't like Predator 2 with Danny Glover?
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, no disrespect to Danny Glover.
It's your show. 19K5. It's Predator.
It's audition time.
No disrespect to Danny Glover, and I liked the new sort of like visions they gave Predator and all that good stuff. But I think going into the concrete jungle was the wrong direction completely. The little nod at the end was kind of cool. The little Easter eggs, that was kind of cool, where you find out, they've actually been around forever and they've got all these different skulls in their ship and all that. But I think for me, I'm sticking with it. In my head canon, I just have Predator 1 and Predators with an S.
Yeah, in my head canon, I have Predator. That's it. It's Predator.
You're more of a snob than I am.
Yeah, and the movie ended with Jesse Ventura saying, "And you'll be a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me."
Damn right.
Oh man, he was so good in that movie.
That's how it should have ended. Just cut the credits, and everybody was just like, "Wow, what the hell did we watch?" And they should have left Jean-Claude Van Damme in as the
Gary
original
Busey
Predator
was awesome.
doing
as the bug thing. Yeah, just run around.
And if it wasn't for in Predator 2, keep in mind, if it wasn't for Predator 2, where they snuck the alien skull in the trophy room on the spaceship,
that's what I'm saying.
if it wasn't for them throwing that Easter egg in, you would not have gotten hundreds of Alien versus Predator comics, which were amazing comic book stories, and all kinds of amazing like video games and stuff like that. Like it spawned a whole Alien versus Predator movement, and then they finally made the movies. And both movies sucked ass.
And
but minus that,
the Predator said, "Oh my God, I can't possibly kill this giant queen alien, but this weak human with no combat training, she's obviously the one who can do it."
But she can climb a mountain, Michael B. She's really good at that stuff.
So in my universe, it's Predator, Predator 2, and then Predators. But everything else, crap.
So I'll refine mine. Mine is Predator, Predators, and To Catch a Predator. That's the lineage of movies.
Mike, it's a different thing. It's not
the same.
We'll talk after the show. It's separate.
Yeah. So Art Davis said he put a comment in here. I want to know when are we getting new titles? Ridge Racer and T2 wasn't enough for me, so wasn't for me. So they announced new titles, but because they didn't buy them. Now, keep in mind, if we make a prediction, we have to come back and make an apology later on. So let's be careful here.
June.
All right. New cabinets in
Pole
June.
Position is coming out in June. Pole Position is being released in June. Okay.
I really do hope they do Pole Position, because Pole Position would be a very sought after title from the arcade hardcores.
That music
might be a favor.
So it takes me back to my childhood as soon as I hear that music from Pole Position.
I'm just gonna say Robotron for Michael B, so that it happens. Your subliminal messaging in your video.
Robotron, not Smash TV. Robotron.
I'm with you on Robotron.
I'm living the Q*bert dream. Like, I'll take a countercade. I just want a cute little Q. I mean, luckily I got the what is it? The Replicade one coming. So that might scratch that itch, and you'll never hear me ask Arcade1Up for a Q*bert ever again. Although I'm sad.
There's so many good driving games like Road Blasters and Spy Hunter. Why have we not get Spy? Come on. But a flight game. That's one. They got to make that a priority. You got to have some kind of flight game. Afterburner needs to happen.
So I have heard a rumor that I'm probably going to get in trouble for sharing, but I will share.
Just tell us. Nobody else.
Circle of trust.
I'll just tell you. Circle of trust.
Everyone, mute your phones.
Viewers, earmuffs.
Apparently, we are getting a Sega cabinet this year, but it's not going to have the right form factor. So do with that what you will.
What the hell does that mean?
Do with it what you will. That's what it is. More speculation videos for everybody.
What will it be?
What will it be?
It could be Afterburner, because it's not like they're going to make that big ass cockpit. So it's probably going to be.
No, the stand up I think is really cool. Yeah.
I got to talk to the CTO also. That was at the Shack event, by the way.
What's a CTO?
The Chief Technology Officer, the one that actually helps do the development with the PCBs and things, and kind of the level of technology Arcade1Up is at. People are thinking like, the next level up would be like the Daytonas or House of the Dead. That uses a Sega Model 2 emulator, which that has not been emulated outside of a PC. So getting that on like a smaller chip, that's the big challenge.
SoC,
so there's kind of two ways to go. But you can go back to retro, like Michael B, you were saying, the older games that are easier to run, can do all that stuff. Or people are wanting that next gen stuff, which I don't think we're quite there yet for like the Sega trilogy, all that good stuff. So I think the sweet spot will still be going backwards and hitting those other titles that are still going to be easier to emulate, rather than the go forward modern stuff based on some of the, like, just where they're at with the latest. Ridge Racer is the most technologically advanced chipset that they have. So it's not going to get better than that. And it's going to be another leap to get to Model 2, aka Daytona. So I just wanted to put that out there in the universe to calm your expectations on the model.
I'm sure they can go out. I'm sure they can go out and get a bunch of like UAs, or what were they called? You know what I'm talking about? Those consoles, the UA.
The UA?
The UAs?
Wii or something.
What are we talking about?
Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No.
It was another game console that came out a couple of years ago that everybody hacked and used for emulation. Ouya, the Ouya.
Oh yeah.
The box?
I never touched it.
Uwe.
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 You
You go.
what? Uruguay?
You
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
there it is.
right.
Juan Pria's got it.
You-
So,
you've
anyways,
laid
I'm
lay.
sure they can get a bunch of those
The
from
Mogwai is what it
landfills
was.
and then throw them in their cabinets.
The Mogwai was what it was
I
called.
just
Oh,
want
yes.
to point out that right now our live chat is filled with this word. Ooh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
That's what it was
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mulva. It was Mulva for sure.
Let's get David his
Julia.
money's. Let's give David his money's worth here. $10 super chat. Even though it's not a home product, still interesting. You guys are a wealth of information. Thank you so much. But keep in mind, we are wrong 60.39% of the time.
Most of
Stevie B says, I think the dog barking was the next cab leak. No, that was my wife coming home from work. So we're going to have to be cutting this really quickly here. Nice Seinfeld deep cut. Love Seinfeld as well. Any other thoughts about the world of Arcade 1Up? I guess we can kind of put a pin in it there with everybody, guys. 19K Fox, what are you thinking about them? And projects, anything you want to talk about?
You know, I talked about the complexity of their lineup, and we're talking about 3/4 scale and all the segments within 3/4, XL, and the two segments that have sort of developed and grown out of that. We have Pro Series, we have just regular XL. I'm curious to see what they're going to do, because the question for the person is now not only are they going to make my game, but what will they make my game on?
Yeah.
And I don't know how this is going to shake out, but I'm interested to see where they go. I think they need to, if we're going to have XL and 3/4, we need to scale back the XL. I'm sorry, the 3/4 to a couple models, and the XL a couple models, and then maybe refocus our efforts. But I don't know. It's an interesting time. I'll say that. It's kind of like when Sega was coming out with the Nomad and the Sega CD and the 32X, and oh, by the way, the Saturn's just on the way. It's just like, could this be the death of, or
No,
I don't know.
no, not at all. So also in that time frame, there was also another 32-bit system that got canceled. I'm trying to remember what it was called now. It was either the Sega Mars or Sega Mercury. I'm trying to remember. But that got canceled. Pluto. Yeah, maybe
Pluto.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Or Neptune.
Oh, no, I'm
It
sorry,
was-
Neptune.
Yeah,
Neptune.
Sega Neptune.
Yeah.
So that got canceled as well, and then that became 32X. I can't remember. It was such a crazy time for Sega.
It was a great time, actually.
Yeah.
It's like the Voltron of consoles.
Yeah. So I don't think so. I think that people are maybe, again, and this doesn't benefit us because us YouTubers live off speculation, but I think people are jumping to conclusions with an XL line. I don't know if there's going to be an XL line so much as some cabs are just going to be bigger. That's kind of what we know right now. So NBA Jam is an XL cab. It's a bigger cab. Golden Tee is an XL cab. It's a bigger cab. Mm-hmm. We also know that Killer Instinct Pro is coming out in a bigger cab, the Pro model. That's all we really know. Everything else is speculation at this point. They might just do all 3/4 scale, and it might be an anomaly to see an XL cab, something that's unique. So that's what I'll say. Before everybody jumps off the cliff and says, well, what's going to be XL, what's going to be Pro, what's going to be 3/4, let's get some more information, because they haven't officially announced an XL line like they have a Pro. All they've said is we're making a big NBA Jam, and it was kind of leaked that they're making a big Golden Tee. The other thing is also next week they're going to be announcing the Jumbo line. For people that are familiar, the Jumbo comes right before the XL in the pizza place. So wait to get your Jumbo cab, and then XL.
You're not wrong, though, because I asked Cyrus point blank, what is this XL line? And he said he was proud that they're offering various levels for various people at different price points. It's their next level of evolution for their levels of cabs. So you're not off that there could be an XL, a Jumbo, or something else that's not a series line. But he mentioned something, I think he alluded to like sports being kind of the sweet spot for this type of extra large cabinet that can partner and be a little bit more mainstream. So it might not be everything, but I think it has to fit their kind of qualifications.
So I'll throw this out again. I mentioned 3 specific arcades that really make sense from the bar days. We all remember being in university, getting loaded, getting drunk, or going out with a girl, and you'd be playing pool or something, and then there's arcades there. And it was Golden Tee, you might see NBA Jam, and you definitely saw Big Buck Hunter. So there's a benefit to making those in a larger size, because those people that want to have these home bars and home arcades, it's cool to have the 3/4 one, but it's even cooler to have a more authentic one if you got the space and you want more of a real recreation. So of course, doing those in the XL makes a lot more sense.
Guys, let's get these super chats. We got 2 of them here. So real quick, $2 from RB Wings. Any chance of online countercades? Mini Blue. I haven't heard anything. Have you guys? And would you guys want that personally? I don't think it's necessary, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at the 19K Fox was saying you like the 2-player
Yes.
countercades. If you had an NBA countercade, want to be able to play with someone online, it makes sense to have in that case, especially because you can't get 2 people on that one cabinet there. So to play with other people, it's not that big of an expense to put that Wi-Fi antenna on it. So I see it coming. Quick question, Michael B, is your marquee lit on there, Miss Pac-Man?
I don't think it is. I'm not sure yet. It doesn't say so in the ad, so we'll see March 2nd when it shows up, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
19K Fox, since you're a guest here, this is all about you. Why don't you read this super chat for everybody and provide an answer?
So BCB147 for $5. Thank you so much for that super chat. Speaking of Predator, when are we getting Capcom's AVP? Brother, I don't know. Or sister. Not sure because your name is ambiguous or whatever. Any chance of getting Konami's arcade aliens thrown on there, or is that a pipe dream? I believe that scenario is a pipe dream. I think that it would definitely be a Capcom only cabinet. What games will be on there? There's still a ton of CPS2 games out there. I would love to see AVP and maybe a Captain Commando, something like that. But I think that maybe AVP just needs its own dedicated cabinet, 3 players, and an XL and no pro, and it's $400.
This is where he inceptions everything.
This is ridiculous.
World. It's
it's
sad.
If they did release one, my goal in life would be to make sure it gets delivered to my house before you.
You're a horrible person.
Because I am that kind
You're
of person.
You're dead inside.
And I'm going to take pictures
horrible.
with it. Like,
You're
like
so wrong for saying.
I'm going to
I'm
like do the prop poses.
I thought we were friends. You said online we were friends. And now I know you were lying the whole time.
We're going to be doing prop poses.
Hurts my feelings. I'm going to cry later.
Oh my God, guys. Real quick, because it was on the thumbnail, we got to show this, guys. One of the biggest releases for the PlayStation 5 this year is Horizon Forbidden West 2. My copy actually just arrived today as well. And as always, my delivery guy always comes at like 4 p.m., like way too late before the show. So I wasn't able to install it and play it and give you guys some thoughts. But I'm super excited to check this out. Michael B, are you as big of a fan of open world games as I am? Because I'm loving Ghosts of Tsushima right now. But tell me, this looks awesome, don't it?
Yeah, so I loved Horizon. What was the name of the first game again?
Just Forbidden West.
No, the first game, Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn. So I loved it so much. I had it originally on my PlayStation 4, and I actually got my Pro just for this game because I was playing it on the PS4, and I was like, no, I want to. I traded in my PS4 and got a Pro so I could play this game at top resolution. I then sold it after I finished it, but I missed it so much, I went back out and bought the complete edition with all the extra features, played it again. This one I'm super excited about and I would have went and bought it today. It's just I have such a big backlog right now of games I'm playing that I know if I bought this, I would start playing this right away and then just put everything else to the side. So I got a couple of games I got to finish first, and then I'm headed right to the store to pick this up. This looks incredible. The only thing I'm really interested in is they made a promise with this that if you bought the PS4 version, it would get a day one update to the PS5 version. And the PS4 version, I think, is $10 cheaper. So I'm still wondering if that held true, or should I just get the PS5 version?
I got the PS5 launch edition version, so I mean, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? So, but I asked people in the live chat if anyone is playing it or if they got it, had a chance to play it, what their thoughts are. Dan says he's playing it right now while he's watching the Super Game Room dudes. Is it good, Dan? Let us know. Was it worth it? Because I can't wait to install this thing, man. I'm super pumped. I think this is going to be a great game.
Sulper says yes, get the PS4 disc. So if anybody's looking to save a couple bucks and you got a PS5, just go get the PS4 version. You get that automatic upgrade. for cheaper.
B, do you play these kind of games?
I haven't played any modern open world games. I'm stuck playing Minecraft with my 10-year-old most of the time for open world environments, which he's into Roblox now. But is nobody else excited about King of Fighters? That was like the biggest fighting game release. An upgraded version of I know you love some PDubs, right?
Well, I didn't. That's on Steam though, right? Like
It's on consoles and Steam. It was like
Yeah.
on every platform.
Yeah. When you guys were playing against each, is it cross-platform enabled?
Unfortunately, it's not. So most of us that were playing it on Steam, but it's been 6 years since the last King of Fighters release. So from a fighting game world, it was like the biggest fighting game release recently because there hasn't been a new Street Fighter or anything. So it's cool. It's a fun beginner-ish. I'm a beginner in that game because I didn't play any of the other 14 versions of it that often. But it's fun. It was good. It was good for anybody to pick up. Yes, King of Fighters 15.
Now, I did catch you were live streaming this, the King of Fighters, last night.
Yep.
And where you're just hitting the one button to do a 35 hit combo.
That's why I said it's good for beginners. They have an easy mode combo because it's normally a 4-button game. Think old school Neo Geo. And so if you hit the light punch button and if you just confirm and like hit one and you hit it 5 times, it goes into a super, and every character does that, and it takes like 35% life. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. You can do it.
Anybody else remember when the 3DS first came out? There was like no games for it. You could get the Pilot Wings Resort, and then you could also get Ultra Street Fighter 4 for the 3DS originally. They had a similar feature in there too, where you could set up like the Ultra combos on one button. So it was like the stupidest game to play. It's just you press right trigger to do like the ultimate combos. So is it kind of like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you can do a 35 hit combo with one button, it just makes it feel really good. So, and plus the animations are amazing. The lady animations in this game are worth the price of admission alone. Luong, Valentine's Day special, look it up.
So you were one of those guys that went out and bought like Dead or Alive every time it came out, and you were like,
no,
jiggle physics
Dead or Alive
for the win.
Volleyball was the best game.
Yes. Paradise. It was Paradise.
Yes, Paradise. Kasumi. Good stuff.
All right, so let's take a look here. So King of Fighters 15 just came out. If you guys are playing it on Steam, I'll pick it up on Steam. That way I can play with you guys.
Yeah, it's
so
fun.
I'll make
There
sure
she is. A girl.
Woo!
Hi.
Oh, man. She makes for a good soup noodle topper on my MVSX.
You know, somebody was asking, like, UAG was like, is Mai the person who's the noodle topper that PDubs put on us?
That's the noodle topper girl.
He's gonna buy that just to put on top of like his controller while he plays the game because of your noodle topper review.
Probably.
It's good.
All right, so look forward to checking this out. B, thanks so much for the recommend. You know what? Let's take a look at this young lady one more time. You know what I mean?
For science, right?
For science,
for good
purpose of
purposes.
research. Yep.
The animations just are really fantastic. Just alone, the backgrounds are really nice. You know, Street Fighter V was great graphics, but this is super smooth. Really good physics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at it. The physics are amazing. Right
Yep.
there.
I mean,
Beautiful physics.
talk about noodles, man.
She's like Chun-Li, except not.
Hello.
Oh, that's too funny. All right, so
We're
I'm going to be
simple
checking
men.
that game out. Oh man, so like my weekend's going to be stuffed because I'm actually going to be away from my arcades this weekend. My plan is I got Star Wars Racer, the Pod Racer game on Dreamcast. I picked that up off eBay, so I'm going to play that. I also picked up NBA Showtime on Dreamcast as well. I bought that because all of our predictions were wrong about Blitz and Showtime. So I spent like $20 on eBay, got a copy of NBA Showtime. I might live stream that game. That game might actually be fun to live stream and hang out and talk. And then, of course, I got, Ghost of Tsushima. I got the new Horizon. So I'm pretty much going to be on the consoles this weekend, guys. I need a break from the arcades. What about you guys? Are you anyone playing any video games this weekend?
Yeah, I'm actually trying for the very first time ever, despite owning the game since it first came out, to beat Banjo-Kazooie. So I'm about 60% through. I don't know. I think I can probably finish the game now because I'm up around the point where I'm in the desert section. So I don't know how many jigsaw pieces or notes I got to get, but like I'm pretty much at 100% completion now. So I think I don't know if I can beat the game from this point. If it's like Super Mario 64, like you don't have to collect all the stars to beat the game. But yeah, so pretty soon I'll be able to chuck that one off. Also playing Guardians of the Galaxy on the PlayStation 5 for the first time. So I want to get through that before I add anything else to my PlayStation 5. And I just finished Far Cry 6, so I'm on a bit of a Far Cry buzz right now. So I'm going back and playing Far Cry 3 for the first time on my PC. So that's been pretty fun too.
What about you, Carl? Are you just going to be playing your golf game?
Well, I put down the golf game because I wasn't getting anything else done. Thanks, PDubs. You had me trapped for like months.
How many hours you got into that? Like, did they track hours? It's got to be like 6,000.
I'm sure they do. I have no idea. I haven't.
Like, honestly, I wake up in the morning, my time. So, you know, right around the time that Kong wakes up from his second, like, nighttime or whatever. Not Kong, 19K Fox, because he's always awake.
Yes.
But I'm talking like I wake up 7 a.m. Newfoundland time, which is in its own bizarre time period. And Carl is somehow on like that golf game all the time. I turn on my Switch, he's there. I'm like, does he work? Does he sleep? What happens here?
It's so convenient, man. It's so convenient. But I put it down. I haven't played it because I have it on the highest level, the hardest course level, and I still give him a run for the money. I don't win like I used to, you know. But I still play very well. So I enjoy the game. But I'm going to put it down this week. I got to get this Big Blue installed and get online and get my butt whipped there. I got to finally get my big pixel thing put on my 1.1. I have Glenn's 4-way to 8-way restrictor kit coming in on Tuesday. So I got to decide which cabinet I'm going to put that on, if I'm going to put it on my vertical, if I'm going to put it on my horizontal, if I'm going to put on the the AtGames. So I don't know where I'm going to put it at just yet. I'm sure I'm going to buy some more, but I got to figure out which one I'm going to do. So no golf game for me over the weekend, and hopefully not this week.
What about you, 19K Fox? Are you going to be playing on the arcades or consoles this weekend? What's your focus?
A little bit of arcades, but I got some work to do. I'm working on my truck. I've got some performance parts to put on that. I've got to work on the Sega Genesis project that I'm working on. I got to get a part 2 of my arcade racing cockpit. I got to get that video done. So I got to finish one more part and then I can film that. But guys, what are you doing? Tomorrow, well, I guess tonight, Uncharted, the movie comes out. So I'm seeing that tomorrow.
Yeah. Is that on HBO Max?
I think it's exclusively in theaters, I think.
Damn it. So I have to leave the house?
Oh, yeah, you got to leave that. I think you may have to leave the house.
Oh, man.
I'm taking the 14-year-old though. We're gonna go watch that together. It's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna have to watch reviews, at least 3 of them, and decide if I want to go.
I'll put them on Twitter. I'll give it a thumbs up or down.
So 19K Fox, our female viewership, would like to know if they could possibly watch you fix the truck. Do you have an OnlyFans or something you can link where they could tune in?
Not yet, but I possibly could, perhaps.
Totally should,
it's gonna be.
man.
I'm gonna be working on the intake and the exhaust. So we're gonna take off the stock exhaust and put on a racing exhaust because it's gonna be loud and obnoxious. That's what you do.
And he will also be replacing the glass all over this vehicle. Everywhere you look, he's going to replace it with real glass live on his OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
B-Cog, what do you got going on with this, buddy? What do you want to show us?
This is what I'm going to be playing pretty much all weekend long. It's
all weekend,
King of Fighters 15.
King of Fighters?
And this is the best climax move. It's literally called Climax Super Moves from Lu Wong from King of Fighters 15. So you're welcome. The best move. Ready? Bonk. Best move in the game. You're welcome. So
I'm buying the game now.
All right.
Worth the price of admission just for that Climax Super. As long as you have 3 bars, you just hit that low punch button, bop, 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 and it works. So it's a fun game. I'm gonna be enjoying it.
So do you have an ALU, Beacon?
I do not. I have the control panel. I do technically, but it's not hooked up.
Yeah, I mean, like that would be dope to actually play this on your ALU, wouldn't it? Like hook it up OTG.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hook up a PC to play it and then run it off of Steam. And I have it actually. I have a modded arcade 1-up with a PC in it already, so I'm running it off of that. So I am playing it on my arcade in my room, and I found a reason to keep it. It's my Gen 1 Street Fighter 2 that I modded with a PC. I found new life.
What does the screen look like on that? Like
on
when you've got it, like the wide.
Yeah, so
screen
I have a 19-inch monitor. It's a 4:3 monitor, but it does play 69 on it. So it's like, bars on the top, but it's good enough. I'm playing on real controls. I'm playing it in my arcade versus here in my office.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. I would recommend it if you have one of your ALUs could do a PC to run these modern games. Highly recommend it. King of Fighters 15, good stuff.
How many buttons you need? Like, will I have to swap out
It's
my
just
control
6.
panel?
No,
It's
no,
only
it's
6?
just
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's like technically it's 4, and then the other 2, they're just like combo buttons. So where they like, it's like high punch, low punch at the same time. So it's Neo Geo game. It works. It's good.
Very cool. Well, guys, we've been going for an hour 40, and I got nothing left in the tank, man. PDubs has got to eat, got to get some food in me. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys give us a thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. My special thanks to all of our co-hosts, guests, as well as all of you for watching tonight's broadcast. And Carl, whenever you're ready, send them on their way.
I just wanted to say it's good to have your goatee back. And guys, if you guys are looking for something to watch this weekend, In From the Cold on Netflix is a pretty cool series. In From the Cold, check it out. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Keep your shirt on, Fox. I know you want to take it off right now.
Can you download it on Vita, Kong?
Possibly. No.
King of Fighters 15 on the Vita?
It's got to be on there, right?
Negatory.
I'll check the
Negatory.
store.
Put that Vita down. Put it
Damn
down.
it.
Steam Deck.
Man.
That's where it's at. Steam Deck.
Oh, okay.
King
Gotcha.
of Fighters 15. It's gonna be
I don't
fun.
know about you guys, but I'm gonna play it on my Virtual Boy tonight.
Lucky.